I'm Danny Bonaducci, and you are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
They just go with the flow. It's the Herschy and Keegs show.
Welcome to Herschy and the Keegs show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
Well, hello everybody. Tuesday night, it's that show, 9 o'clock p.m. From your nuts to your butts and your rooter to your pooter, the two boys that make it all creamy and dreamy.
Wow.
It's the Herschy and the Keegs show.
You've been preparing.
I have.
Good boy, Mikey.
All week.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much. I kind of like that one.
Nuts and butts and pooter and tutor.
Rooter and pooter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Now, are you feeling extra fired up because you had an especially good meal at the Japanese food place across the parking lot?
I did have a nice meal there, but there was no sake involved.
Why was there no sake tonight?
We did not sit at the hibachi table. We just sat and had some sushi.
Okay.
So I am sober as a whistle.
So
Is that a thing?
Tell us, not at all, but it's okay. Well, most of the things we say aren't a thing. You intended on going to the place that is 2 doors down from the hibachi place that I had posted a picture of a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Poking fun of the long name with a bunch of consonant syllables.
I'll tell you the name
and
of it.
I never knew that it was a food place until I just saw you in the parking lot and you said that it's a noodle joint.
I've done my research. I wanted to find out what this place is. I thought it was a laundromat.
I did too. I went in and I brought some dry cleaning the other day and they said, no, noodles.
No.
Yeah.
But there's one in Flushing, and this is the new one that opened, and it's called Dang Ji Un Ang Un Krao Mi Shang. It's a noodle place on Hempstead Turnpike in Levittown. One more time. Dang Ji Yun Ang U Krao Mi Shang.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like a karate movie.
It is.
Yeah. So you went over there today. What happened?
Google says that they are open until 10 p.m. and we went there and it was all dark and they were not open.
Okay.
So we went to the sushi place next door.
So this was you, Carla, and Giuliano?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, me, Carla, and Giuliano.
So you had a nice little meal.
Nice meal.
You came over, and you definitely had a little pep in your step when I saw you in the parking lot.
Yeah, it was a nice meal. Everyone got along.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Very rare.
Everyone got along, and we're back.
Rare.
We're back this week. We're coming off of a show last week where we had a guest on. It's always a different dynamic when we have a guest, and it seemed like when I made the announcement that we were going guestless this week, people were, with all due respect to our previous guest, Mr. John Ziegler, people were happy to see us back just in our raw nature.
I think a lot of people like when it's just me and you. You know what it is? They'll like a guest, but they need like 3 weeks of just me and you afterwards.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like when Howard Stern has a guest. He's the greatest interviewer in the world.
He's incredible.
But when it's just him messing around with the guys that work with him in the whack pad, those are the shows I enjoy.
Yeah.
But he's had great interviews, like the Lady Gaga interview.
We've had some exceptionally good interviews.
Yeah.
Drawings by Trent, Fathering by Autism, Anthony Recker, Jackie the Joke Man, Martling, Ziegler. But we're back in our nature's habitat.
This is our wheelhouse.
This is our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And how is your wheelhouse? How's everything? How was your weekend? I know you've been working. You've been getting the Herschy and Keegs name out there.
Yep.
You've been getting the Mike Keegan comedy name out there. What was your weekend like? Let's hear a little bit about it.
The last week or so was super busy. This week is very busy also coming up. But I mean, like 2 weeks ago, we had the big shows with Shane Gillis over in Long Beach, which was awesome.
Yep.
2 shows.
Correct.
Spreading the Herschy and the Keegs word out there. This past weekend, I was here at Governor's Saturday night in the
Governor's Comedy Club, 90 Division Avenue, Levittown, New York.
Yes. Oh my God, what a show Saturday! It was Pork Chop's birthday bash.
Oh, Pork Chop. How was Chopper?
Pork Chop's great. It was a fucking fun show.
Good show.
It was Lil Mo Mozzarella was hosting.
I love Little Mo.
You love Little Mo.
Yep.
And his cousin Pork Chop. They kind of co-hosted. So they were like tag team.
So it was Mozzarella and Pork Chop.
Little Mozzarella and Pork. That was my little joke when I got up. I'm like, they asked me to do the show, and I'm like, you said Mozzarella and Pork Chop. That sounds delicious. I'm in.
Yeah.
We just need Bobby Broccoli Rob, and
then Mike the Tuna Keegan. Here he is.
It was a fun show there. They packed out the room there.
Yeah.
2 good guys, Little Mo and Pork Chop.
I can't wait till Little Mo coming on our show. Hopefully he does.
He's saying he's gonna.
Yeah.
And,
we'll get him.
Yeah, we'll get him.
We'll get him.
You
We always get what we want.
know him from. He's a big social media.
Big social media and your sister's ass. And,
how you doing? The 2 of them were fun, and then I was here Sunday. Mm-hmm. Sold out room here at Governor's. The Sunday night.
It was packed.
Show.
You were posting some vids from it. It was a fundraiser, and it was massive. The crowd.
Yeah, what a banger of a show. Our buddy Kevin Downey Jr. closed it out.
Wow.
We should get him on the show one time.
Well, you know what? I talked to him enough, and so do you. If he wants to come on, then we're more than happy to have him.
He'd be a great guy.
He'd be a great guy.
Kevin Downey Jr., if you don't know him, check him out.
Yeah.
But he was on the show Sunday. We had a great time. We had a couple of drinks. And,
absolutely.
And that was it then. And then, we got some stuff coming up. And we got our big show coming up December 1st in the Brokerage Comedy Club.
Yeah, so I heard that we've already moved some tickets. So if you guys have not purchased yours yet, it's going to be at the Brokerage on December 1st. It's going to be a 10 o'clock show in Belmore. We have Richie Byrne from many different TV shows headlining. We have Patty O'Rourke. We have Brandon Lackaruba, me and Mikey. It's going to be a killer show, so go to govs.com and pick up your tickets for that show. We think it's going to be a home run. And
we know it's going to be a home run.
Yeah, it's going to be terrific. And you know what? When you and I were talking about setting it up, I just said, you know what? Let's, in between Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, it's just the best time of the year. People are in good moods. People are happy.
It's the most wonderful time.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah, you'll sing a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have...
we should do a sing-along.
Maybe like a Billy Mira, Sal Governale type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So it's just going to be good. And for anyone who's... it's a little bit late. It's a Friday night. It's... what was that?
There's a bug on
it was a tick. Yeah, okay. So we have ticks.
I got him. Yeah.
You have very quick hands.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Very quick hands.
I'm like the Karate Kid.
Yeah. You have the little tweezers, maybe? That was
They're called chopsticks, Mark.
Oh, chopsticks, right. Is that what he caught? Mr. Miyagi caught those things in?
Chopsticks.
It was good.
It was the best video game for Nintendo, the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
And they had the scene where you could try to catch the fly with the chopsticks.
I never had that. I was pauper. Pauper?
You were a pauper.
I was a pauper, but I was a happy young pauper, though.
Happy young pauper.
So you were busy this week, and I was busy. I was up in Binghamton for family weekend for both of my daughters.
Yes, that must have been exciting.
It was really, we were there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got to see my middle daughter, Anna, on the dance team in the big gym, big pep rally. The whole campus was there. Gym packed out. Totally fucking nuts. Really
That's awesome.
exciting. I ran into a buddy from high school. My buddy Bryant was there with his son, so we ran into each other there, which is exciting. Nice. And we stayed in a nice hotel, little buffet breakfast for me and Max in the morning while Stacy was running her 27 miles on the treadmill. And
tell her you don't have to do that.
She's training for the New York Marathon, so she
don't have
she
to run
does.
marathons.
Well, she did, and we have to do a lot of things, but she does it, and she's doing it, and
like Carla eats chicken feet. I'm like, you don't have to eat
chicken feet. No, you can have
to
the
run a
wins like
marathon.
everybody else.
You don't have to, yeah, exactly.
I would say chicken
marathon,
feet.
You don't have to eat chicken feet.
Eating chicken feet and running marathons are similar on the scale of good health. I would say very similar.
Yeah, exactly.
So we get to the hotel, and I still don't know if I should be offended by what happened or if I should laugh at it. It's just one of those another Mark Hirschman, like, why is this stuff happen to me story. So we get into the hotel, and there's like a bunch of people online, but you don't mind that they're online because they're all in their Binghamton garb, and it's all like moms and dads and siblings all fired up on Friday to see their...
You haven't seen the kids in a month.
It's just like a big fucking thing. So you're like, everyone, of course, like you catch someone's eye and you're already in a conversation like, oh, your son's a junior? How's he doing?
What's his major? Shut the fuck up.
Fuck yourself, right? No one gives a fuck. But you're from White Plains? Oh, I have a cousin from White Plains. And that's totally meaningless conversation, but you're in a good mood, so you just don't care. You just go with it, right?
Exactly.
Even me, who's the grumpiest prick alive, I was like making that small talk horseshit conversation. So I go up to the counter, and there's misfits. Every one of the people working behind the counter is absolute fucking misfits. And I wind up, of course, with the guy they almost like they matched him up with me. This little short little guy with a terrible, his hair was like split down the middle, like they put an axe in the middle of his head, and just like alfalfa. Okay,
was it a mirror that you were in front
I was
of?
looking into a mirror. Actually, I'm like, I'm gonna check myself into this hotel right now. I'm gonna check myself into this fucking hotel.
A little Jewish guy with glasses.
Well, I didn't say he was Jewish, but so here's what happened. So he he says last name, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm just all proud, like Hirschman with an H. I'm like, I don't know why. I'm looking around and I'm seeing that people are recognizing me. No one's recognizing me. No one gives two fucks, obviously. So he's HER types. He goes, Jew, and I'm like, I'm like, what? He goes, oh, Hirsch, you're a Jew, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, so I said instinctively, what gave it away, the name or the nose? And he said to me, both. I'm like, this little motherfucker, this little motherfucker, this little 4'11" greasy haired middle part cocksucker. God. So then he's telling me, he's like, yeah, we don't really have a lot around here. And I'm like, oh.
Is he Jewish or is he
well,
really?
So his name is Jeff. So I'm thinking
could not be. I don't know.
And then he said something like, we didn't have a lot where I grew up in Essex County either. But he still never told me if he was just speaking about us like we were the fucking the abominable snowman or something like that.
A lot of you people.
It wasn't a lot of that, but he just
was he Palestinian?
No, he was he was just a little white guy with a bad fucking haircut and like literally like he had slicked it down. It was like slicked down.
Oh, I hate that. That's the worst.
It was a bad look. Yeah. But he was, I don't think he would have said anything confrontational to anybody else. But for me, he's like, Jew? I'm like, and I'm looking around to see if anybody actually heard him say this. I'm like, you can't do this shit nowadays. You can get away with it if it's me, apparently, though.
You can. You do you have like a...
So I I have the easy, you can steamroll me.
You're like an easy Jew face.
I'm Jew face, yeah. That's what he said. He goes, you have a Jew face. So basically I said...
I hope to God he was Jewish. Otherwise, then I would be really, really upset.
No, he was in the back joking around with the rest of the Italians and Irish after that. Yeah. So,
but you work in a place and they want you to have small talk with the customers, but that's not the small talk that they want.
Not the small talk.
I've worked retail before.
And it went by the boards. His manager was there, heard the whole thing, nothing. Just, so Jew slander's okay, which seems to be the par for the course right now in Palestine and Israel. And one thing, we're not going to dive into politics, but one thing I like about what's going on right now, nothing really, obviously. No, it's uplifting and cheery. No, the fact that Democrats and Republicans are agreeing that what's going on right now in Israel is fucking disgusting, horrible, vile, and I don't see a lot of people fighting on social media about political events, which most of the time we do. Americans realize that this is a bad thing.
For the most part, we're standing together.
Yeah. I mean, you see a couple of outliers.
I see a few. I date a few outliers.
Right. Exactly. See, you private message for half the day about it. No, but in general, we agree for the most part that it's a pretty.
We need disaster in the Middle East to bring us all together here. I think that's
well, that's what's happening, and it's a disgusting, awful situation, and let's pray for our Americans over there, our Israelis, and everyone that this goes away pretty quickly.
Exactly.
So I had the Jew slander happen, and then so then we went to family weekend. Of course, it totally got wiped out by rain, which is that's what happens when it rains. But luckily, Anna's event was indoors. It was inside the big gym, the big arena. So we did that for a couple hours. We did I was able to arrange a big family dinner for 24 people. So it was Anna, her 4 roommates. So it was our family. Samantha was there as well.
Oh, I thought it was just your family. Like, what are you, Puerto Rican?
We just invite everyone we knew to come to family weekend. No, Anna's 4 roommates, the parents, siblings, and we just blew it out. We had they gave us a private room, party room, and we totally killed it. So that was terrific.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the next day,
they're lucky to have you, those kids.
I think they are, and they were all excited that we had mentioned them on the podcast. They liked that a lot. That was a big thing, and even the parents had made some sort of mention about it. So Herschy and the Keegs are growing. We're definitely growing. We're getting there. Of course, all Max wanted to do was play basketball. That's wherever he is. That's all he wants to do. Yeah. So at one point, we are in. We dropped Stacy and Anna off at her dorm to go get some. She had to change from her dancing costume into regular human clothes. Max is playing basketball, and I'm basically in the car waiting by the basketball court, in between the basketball court and Anna's dorm. And I'm just on my phone, and I'm fucking around, whatever. And my car door opens. And so it's the driver's side of the car opens up, and it's an Asian girl, college age, 18, 19 years old. And she gets in, she starts to sit in the car. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. She's like, Boppo? And I'm like, what? I'm like, what? She's like, you Boppo, the Lyft driver? And I'm like, no, I'm not.
No, Jew.
I'm like, don't you read the fucking Binghamton News? Don't you read the Gazette around here? I'm the Jew, the little guy with the haircut in there. She's like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
You do look like a Boppo.
So the bottom. What the fuck is a Boppo? I don't like. The guy's name was Boppo or something fucking weird like that. So I had to escort her basically out of the car. I mean, I could have had a fucking 18-year-old Asian girl.
You could have driven her anywhere you wanted. Yeah, exactly.
No, and it wouldn't have. That wouldn't have been.
Yeah. I'm Boppo. Hop in.
And just so you know, that wouldn't have been a kidnapping because the videos will show that I didn't
willingly got in. Outside the car.
I didn't bait her. Yeah. I didn't have any candy. I didn't have anything. I was just sitting there minding my own fucking business, and she came looking for Boppo, the Lyft driver.
If anything, Boppo is going to get arrested.
I don't know when Boppo showed up. If he did, I know that after that episode, I was a little bit shaken, so I had waved down to Max to come down from the basketball court, which he wasn't that pissed off about because for some reason, this basketball is a full court in front of one of the dorms. Like, Anna lives in a community, and one of the dorms has a full court, but neither one of the hoops would allow a ball to go in without it just staying there. So there were 2 kids playing ball, like 2 college kids, and then there was Max and the other one. And every time that the ball went into the fucking hoop, Max had to take a rock and throw it to get the thing out. And these other kids were whipping a sweatshirt around to knock it. So I'm like, Max, it's bad.
They were playing a little game called Boppo.
They were playing Boppo on the Boppo court, obviously, which was incredibly bizarre. So when I got home, I didn't want to be that guy to be like the complaining parent, coming home from family weekend and I'm fucking crying about shit. Yeah. So I wrote an email to the athletic direct of the direct. What do you call him?
No, an accreditor.
I called him the accreditor.
The accredited creditor.
I called up the credit agency and I said, Experian. No, I called up the emailed the director of athletics saying we had a great experience. My daughter's on the dance team. The whole presentation, the basketball team, all
somebody
all
called
that
me
shit.
a Jew, but
Jew, the Bapo, the whole thing. And but I said, my daughter and her friends like to shoot baskets sometimes in front of this particular hall, which was a lie, obviously. Yeah. But I felt like, we won't be back there, Max and I, for probably a few weeks until Anna has another performance. Yeah. But I'm thinking, like, these kids who want to fucking play basketball every day.
Yeah, exactly.
This wasn't just like a random thing where the baskets weren't taking the ball through. I'm sure it's a full-time situation there.
And I'm like, you have to write a strongly worded letter.
But these are all kids. You have to be like a 95 student to get into Binghamton, like with a 1300 SAT. Like these are the cream of the fucking crop, and these idiots are waving a fucking sweatshirt to knock a ball out of the goddamn net. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
so
there's money being given to Binghamton. I'm sure they can afford to.
They can fix it. So in that email of compliments, I said, just one little thing, if I might. My son and I were shooting baskets on the same court that my daughter and our friends shoot at. We were noticing that the ball doesn't go through the hoop on either basket. I said, is there a possibility that you guys could either cut them down or put up some metal nets or something that it's not going to catch the ball, like that. So that just happened today. So I don't know.
Oh, you haven't heard back
No,
yet?
No. I just wrote
the
that today.
Athletic director's looking. He's like, the guy at the mini mart told me about this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of metal basketball nets,
yes.
I heard you put up a new basketball net at the house.
Listen, I swear to fucking Christ,
Have you,
I'm gonna kill everybody involved.
No, because you're proactively making sure that Max can play basketball.
No, because what happened was Max Max likes to play a lot, and he likes one of the video games he plays.
No, he's a video gnome.
Am I having a TIA right now?
The video games.
One of the video games he plays is like street ball. So like he's like, can you order me a medal like the street. In the city, they have like the metal nets instead of the.
They're called prisons.
Yeah. So I ordered him one, and like I don't like when I'm tasked to do something handy. I wait until there's no one around in my house. Because there's always like, you're a fucking loser, you can't do this, you're gonna fall and break your neck, it's not worth it, have Johnny across the street do it. Like it's always, it's just never like, hey, you got this, Dad.
Exactly.
It's always just jeering. So this was, I guess, Thursday morning or Wednesday morning before work. I decided Max is at school, Stacy's at school, the girls aren't home. I take the net down successfully.
Perfect.
I do the net down, and then I get the metal net from the house, and I start to put it up. And within like 5 minutes, I'm all for toots because it's in a fucking tangled mess.
Oh, I'm sure. Maybe we have a clip of it. I don't know. I'm
gonna fucking kill her. So obviously, this is video that my dear friend Suzanne across the street. I had a feeling. I saw her over there.
What are you doing? What's happening? Since you have zero athletic ability.
I love how Mark's trying to shoo her away.
It's fantastic.
I didn't hear any of this, by the way.
Can you reach?
Can you reach? Oh my goodness.
I couldn't hear any of this.
Can you reach?
Oh God, I'm gonna kill
Can
her.
you reach?
No, I got the ladder. I had gotten the ladder, so it wasn't a reaching issue.
Exactly.
But notice how there's like a chainsaw going off in the background.
But you eventually got it up, I'm sure, yourself, right?
Put up
Is there
a basketball net that he has no idea what he's even looking at.
I swear to God.
There's no even attempt to actually hang the net. You're still just trying to discombobulate the net.
It was so
No
mortifying.
one's offering him any help whatsoever.
But I'm sure everything worked out and you got it up yourself, unless there's another
Hey, Max.
video.
Your dad tried to do that today, but he didn't.
Oh my God! Are you
couldn't do
fucking
it.
kidding me with this shit? You fucking
You're
kidding me with this
completely
shit?
aware that he was unable to? Okay.
Oh my God!
I'm trying to fix the net that is.
I'm fucking
You can't do
mortified.
it.
Max is trying to fix the net.
Well, Max didn't have a ladder though. He didn't have a
Don't
ladder.
sit on the edge of that chair.
I didn't realize that this whole thing.
But I'm
went
sure
on.
between you and Max, you two got it up.
You would think.
You would think. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe there's a third video. I don't know.
Oh my God! I'm not talking to her anymore. I'm not talking to her.
Husband's wife asked for help, and my husband fixed it in about 2 seconds.
Your wife has to ask John Galena to put the friggin' thing up.
Okay, you got me. Fair enough.
Oh my God!
I'm a little mortified. I didn't know that all these videos were happening.
Thank God for the Galenas. Now Max can play basketball.
So apparently, I guess what happened, because Johnny comes home like 5 o'clock, 5:30. I guess they saw Max out there struggling, considering he's 4'11" and the hoop is 10 feet, and he has no ladder. So how's he going to reach that? So Johnny, who could literally knock a building down and build it back up by himself with his eyes blindfolded, obviously figured this out in literally 5 minutes. I did not know that part was on videotape. So that's good. I can cut out another person out of my life now. Bye, Sue. Love you. Bye-bye.
Oh, Sue's the best, man. She sent me that. I was at work the other day. She
I
sent
didn't
me,
know
and
that
I'm like,
was
this
happening.
is gold.
Yeah, so honestly, I can't even say that I wouldn't have been able to hook it up because I never got that far because the links somehow they came and they were perfect and they weren't attached at all, and I had the vision of being able to get them onto the little clips there, and then somehow from the time I left the house till I got to the driveway, they were all just tangled all up together at once. And
have you heard somebody was actually driving by? They go, Jew?
yeah, I'm like, is that you, Jeffrey?
Hey, Papo!
I'm like, Jeffrey, we haven't even met yet.
Papo.
So it's up there now. I was shooting baskets on it today, actually.
Goodness, I
It
like
was
the
actually
metal
pretty
nets,
good.
though. Those are cool.
It's cool. It gives a good sound, and the ball doesn't get stuck like it did in Binghamton. And in general, it felt pretty good. So thank you, John Galena, who, listen, it's not the first time that he's come to the rescue.
So I've heard.
Yeah, he actually put together that basketball hoop, I'm pretty sure. He put that together. He's definitely the automatic lock that we have on the front of the house. He took care of 2 years in a row, putting the pool together and taking it down.
Mows your lawn once a week.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. he does not mow my lawn, but it's very well known in the neighborhood that well before we lived there, when he was a little boy, because he grew up across the street in the house next door. He and his friends had lit my lawn on fire. So it was like a premonition that Jews were going to move in there. That he was going to.
Yeah, was it in any specific shape, the fire that they made?
Yeah, it was just in a cross. It was just it was 2 lines that he had done. And so John Galena had lit my lawn on fire, and I guess he feels like he's giving back after that.
Exactly.
Which honestly, by the time I bought the house in 2002, the lawn was perfect.
Nice.
It was beautiful zoysia grass,
happy
and
ending.
everything worked out very well. So thank you, John. Not thank you, Sue. For now I'm going to have to be on the lookout every time. Like, again, doing things without anyone being at home.
Sue's home.
Gives me that level of comfortability, and now it's
That's
ruined
gone, yeah.
because I have Geraldo Rivera on the case all the time. You know, so
Well, I'm glad Sue can make you uncomfortable in your own home.
no,
now.
it's not the first time for sure. So anyway, the hoop's there, and we're good.
That's good.
It's funny. Speaking of Sue, considering that she's now such a big show contributor, she sent me something. I guess it was like 2 weeks ago, but I didn't really get a chance to talk about it last week on the Ziegler Hour. Have you guys seen dude? What's going on here? Are we in a fucking? Are we in
Bugs everywhere.
a terrarium? What's going on here? Fucking crazy. Have you been getting a lot of bugs in here, Tony?
Well, yeah, I think it's been the same ones for a couple of
Well,
months.
What
I'm
kind
on
of
the
bugs
case.
is it? Fruit flies?
Yeah.
They look like kind of fruit flies or gnats or fleas or something.
That's vile. So she sent me something, and maybe I should have. I thought about talking to you guys about it first, but I'm going with the old Jackie Martling rule of don't talk about things that you're going to talk about on the show before the show.
Exactly.
So Suzanne had sent me. There's a new sport, I guess, for lack of a better term, called hobby horse racing. Do you know what a hobby horse is?
Is that like the thing you?
Yeah, the hobby horse is like a pole with the horse's head on it, and like you can stick it between your legs. Like kids like run around with it. It's nothing vulgar. I mean, it could be. I'm sure you and your friends had it vulgar. Oh yeah, we used to jam them up our assholes.
We used to have Hobby Horse Tuesdays, me and my friends.
And
we'd meet in the middle. We'd
Yeah. You did the old Abdiel Diallo. What was that guy?
Abner Louima. I think Amadou Diallo is the one that got shot, right?
Oh, no. That's
Abner Louima is the one that got
plungered up. Yeah. I love how you know all the awful things. Like I could bring up any horrific reference. You're like, oh yeah, the guy got a plumber jammed up his ass.
Plumber.
An entire plumber? Oh my God, I'm so tired. You see that guy had a plumber up his ass? It wasn't a big plumber, but still. The fact that he fit in there.
It was Mario and Luigi.
Mario!
Hey, Abner Louima! It's me!
So you and your friends, though, let's hear the rules. The rules of the game that when you and your friends had Hobby Horse Tuesday, what were the rules? Do you remember?
Really, just whoever loses the race has to make out with the other guy.
that's the win of every single competition.
Exactly, yeah.
That's every single thing.
No, we never had Hobby Horse races. You know what we used to do, though? We used to, like, tie... balls, like
tie your balls to each other.
Balls together. Yeah. No, like
that's the whole game. Stop.
That's
the game, Tony. We tie our balls together and then we would gently drift to sleep together.
We'd have like a belt and we'd tie it to a cue ball. So the cue ball would like hang in between your legs, and you'd have like cups set up, and whoever can swivel their hips and knock over the most cups is the winner.
I don't even know anymore.
It was called.
You're one of my best friends. I don't even know. I swear to God, I don't even know if I should believe you or if you're bullshitting.
No, it's a real thing. It was called the Gay Olympics. We used to do.
Dude, what the hell? How is it possible that every week you have another fucking story? It's a year and a half. We'll be doing this show for 30 years. I'll be like, oh, I ever tell you about that game? No, you didn't, surprisingly.
It was the Gay Olympics. So we used to do stuff. We used to set up literal like Olympic events in the backyard. And they were like drinking games and stuff. Yeah. But they were all like, there was like a gay twist to all of them.
People are, and listen, it's not, the old Seinfeld thing. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but why is every single game focused on some sort of homosexual act? Not that there's anything wrong with it, but why is that? Was there ever like Bang a Whore Thursday? It was always something with your balls and your friends.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you had this competition, and what day of the week was this?
It was like we would do it on like a Sunday.
Like you think you'd run out of days with all these activities? Like you needed extra time.
This is like once every couple of months we do the Gay Olympics in my friend Eric's backyard.
It's remarkable to me that there's never we
play leapfrog.
Yeah. And whoever hits their ball sack and someone's chin wins.
Yeah, that's the
you just win. It's always a win, no matter what.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Like it was like regular games that you would play, but most of it was just like in our underwear.
Like we would do 7 minutes in heaven in the closet.
Yeah,
we would
so
do with each other though.
You had girls?
Girls do it, or we would spin the bottle.
Girls didn't
or we were feeling breasts in the pool. We were 14.
So did we.
Each other though, and that's pectorals, by the way, back then. Fuck, Mike. Jesus Christ.
Gay Olympics. You know what? I didn't even think about that I was going to talk about it today, but you know what? For next week, I'll remember all the activities that we played in the Gay Olympics.
I'll make a note. You know I will.
Yeah. You should bring in a bunch of those guys.
Yeah.
I should bring in some. Dude, those guys are fun. They're all like married.
I would say, are any of them still men?
Were they ever? No, everyone's married with kids now that we used to have.
But they have these dark, dirty secrets, though.
They do. I don't know if I bet they haven't told their wives that we used to play Gay Olympics.
So it's interesting. I mean, listen, chances are, I know that like Rollins, well, that's your cousin, so he's not involved in it. But some of your boys do watch the show, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And
not the ones that I did the gay stuff.
No. Yeah.
I don't think any of them have listened because we kind of drifted apart over the years.
Oh, I can understand. Yeah. You get breakups and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You guys got in between each other, literally and figuratively. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So the Hobby Horse Olympics, is that what it's called?
Yes.
Where essentially there are competitions where these people, and they're not like, there's like teenagers, like anywhere I think between 10 and 18 years old, where they will, there's like hurdles they have to go over with the hobby horse, and like, what do you call it? Like obstacle courses.
Yeah.
And it's an actual thing. Like people are, I think Tony's posting a picture of it right now.
Is it like...
Yeah.
3 pictures, as a matter of fact.
3 pictures our producer Tony Walker is posting.
Is it one group of people does this, or is this like a sweeping the nation? Like a lot of people
I think it's sweeping the nation. I think it's a newer thing, but Suzanne has sent me more than one video, so it's legit. Like it's out there, it's happening.
Really?
But just like some of these, like you turn on ESPN nowadays, and you can watch a whole day of cornhole.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you can watch people throwing darts. Or
we used to play a game called cornhole. But it was not. No, okay.
So these people
it's called gay cornhole.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This hobby horse thing is sweeping the nation, and I'm thinking that before it gets to be too crazy, maybe we should think about having some celebrity guests on from the hobby horse community.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. So I'll get on that. Idea. I'll make a note of that.
Maybe before it gets too cold, we should do our own little hobby horse.
It's not
races.
a bad idea. It's definitely not a bad idea. Yeah. I don't know. To me, it just looks a little bit like crazy people, but it's not. It's just
they're probably athletes.
Maybe they're just athletes who maybe they're like failed baseball players who made it to like AA.
Yeah, somebody like blew out his knee in college.
Right. He's like, oh, I'll be a hobby horse pro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The worldwide sport of hobby horsing debuted in America in 2017.
Okay, so it's fairly new.
Fairly new.
Riders complete a course of jumps with their hobby horse, scored for time, incurring faults for every rail knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
Ribbons are awarded to the top scorers per division,
scofflaw,
as well as special awards. Pre-registration is required. Yeah, it's a thing.
Legit.
Really?
It's
and you
legit.
could register. Like I could register for this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you could register for it. Based on what I'm saying, I don't think you'd be that successful of a hobby horse pro. But
you underestimate me.
No, I think you could be. Well, one of them I saw before was some of the jumps are chest high. So basically, like you would have to make a jump with your hobby horse. What are you, about 5'8"?
About that, yeah.
Yeah. So figure like your chest is about 5'7".
So I'd have to jump more than 3 inches off the ground.
So I don't know, unless they let you do hobby horse limbo. I think you can limbo the fuck out of a hobby horse. I think you could, definitely.
It's very interesting.
Yeah,
I do want to interview a professional hobby horsist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the truth is this: we could probably have anybody on.
You're in the horse business.
I'm in the same thing.
Exactly.
I'm saying we can have. Speaking of the horse business, and I don't want to be remiss, and this is not a joke. This is not a joke because it's hard to talk seriously when we get into this mode when we're just laughing at everything. Yeah. But I want to give a shout out to our boy Anthony Stabile, who we all know very well. He's one of my best friends. He's been in the hospital for the past few days. He's got a little thing going on, and he's doing okay, but he's uncomfortable. He's in pain. So I know he's watching from his hospital bed. I wanted to let him know that we're thinking about him. We love him, and we want him to get the hell out of the hospital.
Yeah, we love you, buddy.
And back to hobby horsing.
Back to hobby horse. He's in the hospital. It was a hobby horse
injury. A hobby horse injury that was a mishap.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's a new sport. It's not regulated.
Tripped and the butt end of it went right up his ass.
Yeah, basically. So we love you, Anthony, and get out of there. Get out of the hospital pretty soon, hopefully. Which reminds me, speaking of mental illness, because when I first saw this, it reminded me of Crazy People. I don't know how it came about, but Sue the other day mentioned to me, she mentioned the word Creedmoor, how we used to have a mental institution right on Long Island. Yep. And we don't, like mental institutions are not really a thing that much anymore, which is sad because there was
PC anymore.
But there was a place for people who were fucking nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
And shouldn't there be?
There absolutely should be.
There should be, and it feels like they're gone. Like it makes me always wonder. Like Creedmoor housed multiple thousand people, and then they went out of business. And then what happened to the people?
They just let them loose.
They're just gone.
Yeah,
they're doing podcasts on Tuesday nights. That's it. But it reminded me. And listen, I don't hold back here. I talk about everything. We all talk about. You especially talk about everything. When when I was a little boy, maybe 8 or 9, my mother's mother, Grandma Sylvia, may she rest in peace, had some stuff that she dealt with. She was depression, bipolar. You know, they didn't really call any of those things. They didn't have diagnostic terms for them. It was like,
oh, she's got ghosts in her blood.
You're like, oh, Grandma Sylvia's going fucking crazy again, is what it was. And why? I guess it was probably because I was afraid to stay at home alone until I was probably about 19. Like, I would sit by the picture window waiting for my parents to come home crying, and my sister would just fucking mock me. She's like, dude, you're fucking 19. Cut this shit already. They're gonna come home, you big pussy. She fucking annihilated me for years about that. So they would take me everywhere, places that I shouldn't have been. And one of the places that I went to on more than one occasion was the mental home to visit my grandmother. And there would be recreation Sundays there, different from your Sundays, which we're not going to get into again.
Did they have gay Olympics?
I vividly remember that one time my father's like, just go shoot pool or something, because I must have been bothering him, you know? So I start playing pool. This was at the mental ward of Long Island Jewish Hospital in New Hyde Park, okay? And it was probably like 1980, 1981. Yeah, Jew. And so I start playing pool with a seemingly... I thought it was just another visitor. You know what I mean?
Boy.
Little did I know, I look over, and the guy is playing pool, but the pool stick is reversed. So he's hitting not with the pool cue, but with the round end.
The butt end of it.
The butt end of it. So I just kind of like sashayed like the little faggy boy that I was over to my dad, and I'm like, what's going on with this guy? He's like, don't worry, he's fucked up. Just play with him.
Nice.
And I played with him, and the game went on, and I killed him because he couldn't get any forward progress with the ball. It kept on sliding off.
And then at one point, the big Indian chief threw the water cooler through the
And
window.
then one tear came down. That's right. And then he started chewing a piece of gum, and yeah, exactly. But that was so. Speaking of men, but I would think that like the Creedmoors of the world, we'd probably need them back. Do you not?
We do absolutely need them back. Now you have these people running rampant and playing hobby horse.
It's true. It's actually very true.
But even like Pilgrim State, like when they shut down, like they just let the people loose, and they're just like walking around the woods there.
They're walking around the woods.
They become like homeless, and then that's why there's a big homeless mental health epidemic going on.
Speaking of
need to lock these fucking people up.
And this next subject that I'm going to bring up, I don't think is a mental health thing. I think this was from a very clear and coherent person, John Butera, comic John Butera.
I know him. Yeah, I met him.
He had posted, and maybe you can pull it up actually if you don't mind, since my phone is recording on Instagram Live right now. John Butera had posted a show that he was on with you. So it was you and Carla and a couple of other comics, and someone who we have not been able to determine exactly who it was. When the post showed your name on it, she went ahead and commented something about you. Obviously a very big fan of yours. Her name was Tracy Ann.
Tracy Ann
posted, and the comment was...
It's a flyer for the show that we were on at Professors in Kings Park, which was our show we did last night. So in the Kings Park community group, that flyer was up there, and she posted
thousands of people.
Such a nice lady.
She's lovely, and she likes you a lot.
She said, "They still let Mike Keegan do this? No thanks."
I loved it. I hearted it immediately. I was like, I fucking love this lady. I tried to track her down to get her on the fucking show, and I didn't get her yet. But
she didn't answer you back?
Oh my God.
You tried messaging her, right?
I love this woman. I love her.
Tracy Ann. I don't know who she is, but apparently she's a crazy person in that group.
She is totally normal, bro. She's totally normal. She knew enough to not think that you should go on with your comedy career.
Exactly. They still let Mike Keegan do this? No thanks.
I love it. It was just, and a couple of people who you don't know, by the way, were like, "What's the matter?" He told a joke that you didn't like or offended you, and she was like, "Nope." Like
she wouldn't even say
no. There's like something there that like it's nothing to do with the joke. It could have been. Who knows? Well, it could be anything with you, literally.
I want to know. Like, I don't know who this person is.
Well, but you think I'm going to give up that easily?
No, not at all. You better not.
I'm not going to give up. But
this is open ended right now, so we will have more information once. Mark gets to the bottom of it.
Just open the door. Coming through that screen door. It's Tracy Ann.
How are you? You crazy bitch.
I just want to know so badly.
I want to know too. Like, did I do something to her? Did I do something to one of her family members?
You don't even know. You don't even know.
Was her husband part of my gay Olympic Sundays?
You know, you got to figure. We both like to bet. If we're betting as to what the problem is, you definitely had your thumb in her husband's ass at one point.
Probably, yeah.
Right, Tony? There's definitely a legit
Totally
chance
agree.
Something like
to that effect.
Thumb is in my ass right
Definitely. Are you reading wild comments, or are you looking for the same comment?
now. No, I'm looking for it. And I actually just found it. I want to try and comment her. Try and track her down.
I love that. One thing that, another thing that I was going to bring up to you, and again, using the Jackie Martling rule, I did not. I've been hearing a lot on WFAN radio and a couple of other radio stations. There's a commercial that's a law group is looking for men only, who have been affected by a urologist named Darius Paduk. Have you heard this before?
I've not heard this before.
So
you know what? I think I did hear it today.
Yes.
I was like on my way to work, so it was like I wasn't really paying attention. But now the name sounds familiar.
I'm so intrigued by it. Darius Paduk was eventually arrested for allegedly sodomizing 28 male patients in his office, because apparently there were a growing group of men who were reporting his activity as suspicious. Okay? So I'm just trying to think about it. Like, you go into the urologist's office, you have a slow stream, you have kidney stones, you have some sort of pain, and something like that, and the guy just starts to jerk you off. Like, that's why is
hey, this is suspicious.
Like, why is it? Why was the investigation so long?
You know, it was the first 18 guys were like, "Oh, this is pretty awesome," and then the last 3 guys, it sucks. Oh yeah, that's terrible.
Well, that's probably what happened.
We can't let him get away with it. That's suspicious.
There was definitely the cat got out of the bag at some point.
Yeah.
You know,
the first at least like 15 guys were just like, "Oh, hey."
Yeah, like the guy's wife was like,
"Thanks, Dr. Paduk.
Why are you going to the urologist every day? Why do you have flowers at the urologist's office?" You know, but there was definitely a whistleblower.
Yeah,
pardon my French.
Yeah, and his name was Darius Paduk.
Yeah, it's a great name too, though.
I know, exactly.
You know, I originally thought it was the guy from Hootie and the Blowfish when I heard, and I'm like, my God, I love him. But you know, like, he went country singing. Now he's giving hand jobs. Take my dick. Darius Paduk.
Yeah, you know, a bunch of those guys like that, and then somebody spoke up,
There's
and then
no
these guys
question
like,
about
all
it.
right, somebody's gonna find out we're going.
But just to show you this fucked up world of the internet. So I had been writing some notes today for the show, and I wrote somewhere in my computer, I wrote Darius Paduk, and then within a half hour on Facebook, I get an ad about Darius. Are you one of Darius Paduk's victims?
Really?
And it was this picture of this fucking total creeper. Oh, did you have him up there, Tone?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Darius Paduk.
Oh my goodness,
That's Darius Paduk.
He does look like somebody who would jerk you.
But
and where is his office? Just so I make sure I don't go there.
It happens to be in East Meadow, not far from your house. But like, all kidding aside, though, what? This shouldn't this have been black and white?
Yeah.
Like, you're going in there with an issue, your kidneys are bothering you, and he's tickling your balls. Like, that's not
exactly.
It should have been pretty obvious.
I know. You would think so, but like I said, I'm sure there were some happy customers, and then some cock blocker ruined it.
And now there's going to be a massive, massive lawsuit.
Poor Paduk. He's just trying to.
He's just having fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's a victimless crime.
Here's the thing. Darius Paduk is doing nothing that you and your friends didn't do for every Sunday for 32 years.
Darius Paduk, we went to high school together.
I was just about to say that. Son of a bitch.
One of these weeks, Mike's... Oh, that's her, yeah. That's her. Yeah.
That's her dancing.
That's Tracy Ann?
Yeah,
oh,
that's
my
her.
goodness.
Tracy Ann.
She's pretty hot.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get to the bottom of this.
What is wrong with? She looks like there's definitely something wrong with her. I want to speak to her. I want to know what her beef with Mike Keegan is.
I love that she can't stand your comedy. Yeah. I think that's fantastic.
Dude, I sent that to Carla as soon as John Butera sent it to me, and I sent it right to Carla. She's like, "Yup."
Yeah, I love that.
She commented on that.
Did she really?
Oh yeah, she wrote. She said you're rude.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, really?
Wow, she's
Coming
stuck
to your
around.
defense.
Wow.
Coming to your defense.
Are you
Isn't that
okay,
nice?
Carla?
Oh, my
Carla, are
goodness.
you okay? Oh my God!
Nice.
Wow.
Thank you, Carla.
One of these weeks that we're going to be here, it's going to be like a cold, snowy February night. We're just going to be talking, and Tony, and he's going to be like, "Yeah, me and Johnny and Jimmy and Darius were in my basement." We're like, "Who? Who did you say?"
I meant Harrius.
No, did you call him the Duke? You have a nickname for your fucking urologist, you sick fuck. The Keegs and the Duke.
He was just playing a game of gay chicken that went a little too far.
What do you think of a new show? We do this every week, but Dookie and the Keegs. It's so much better than Hershey and the Keegs, right?
We've yeah, exactly. You're my dookie.
I am your little Dookie.
Oh my God.
So isn't that hilarious though? I think that was
Darius
so funny.
Paduke, like, I wanted to be the first guy that he did it to, and he was just like, let's see how far I can go.
Yeah,
And
you're pushing it.
Exactly.
Almost like when you're on Price is Right, and like you can stop at 5,000. He just jerks another guy off.
Stop at a handful of jelly.
I love that. Speaking of handful of jelly, by the way, on the way over here today, and my drive from home to here is not that lengthy, but I had a moment where I realized that I am definitely getting older. There's no question about it. Because if I had turned the radio on even 10 years ago and I heard that John Tesh informational show that he has,
Yeah.
you ever hear him? He gives confidence is all about your ego.
I used to work at a liquor store, and we always used to have John Tesh on every night.
I turned the radio on, John Tesh was on, and I didn't turn it off the whole way until I got here. I loved it. I'm like, this guy knows his shit.
He knows his stuff. He's got a calm, soothing voice.
He does. He really does. I was really super enamored by it, and I think that...
I remember one time, one of his things was, you know how to tell if your dog is dead?
That was
Hold
real?
a mirror underneath its nose, and if it fogs up, it's breathing.
Was that a real
That was a
thing?
real John Tesh thing, yeah.
Wow, he's come
That's
a
how
long
you
way
can tell
then.
if your dog is dead or not, to hold a mirror underneath his nose.
He's come a long way.
Yeah.
He's really come a long way, John Tesh. Do you like him? Do you use bigger?
I'm not. I don't hate John Tesh. Actually, me and my buddy Mike, we used to work at a liquor store together. We used to close up shop 8:00.
Yeah.
And we'd look forward every night to John Tesh's little words of advice and stuff. And when that time we were like,
You've had a lot. You've had a lot of. You've been around the block. You've had a lot of gigs.
Yeah, I've had.
Let's say liquor
I've
had a lot of gigs. So you've had liquor store, comedian, import export, IT person.
I used to work at Old Navy. I was delivered pizza.
Tell us about the pizza
I worked
gig.
for Staples for 2 days.
Wow. Okay.
Delivering pizza was great, man. That was my freshman year of college, I guess.
You were in Pietro's?
No, I was at Angelo's on East Meadow Avenue.
Okay.
And it would be great. I would work on Fridays.
Yeah.
And my best friend went to University of New Haven, so what I would do is I would have my friend call in an order, right before we were about to close.
I think he told us this before, but tell it again.
And never pick it up. Order 3 heroes and never pick it up.
Yeah.
And then my boss would be like, "Hey, nobody picked up these heroes." I'm like, "All right, I guess I'll take them off your hands." And I would drive them up to New Haven, and we'd
Genius.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
and we'd
amazing.
drink gin and play Tiger Woods
That's
golf.
amazing.
That was
Mike, it's amazing. You're going to New Haven, and again, there's 6 heroes that weren't ordered.
Exactly.
There's 2 trays of penny alla vodka. Now, what am I going to do with it,
He
Mike?
never caught on to it.
That's amazing.
Another thing I used to do is I would tell him that the person had a coupon, but they didn't. But I would charge them full price, but I
Yeah.
would give him the coupon price, so I'd make an extra $2 or $3 on every delivery. Yeah.
And I'm the Jew.
I don't-
Wow. So you were skimming, and this was generally a good guy, not
Great guy.
He was a great guy.
Great guy, family man.
So you had basically a whole setup where you were bilking him from New Haven all the way to East Meadow.
Exactly. Yeah.
You were couponing
and
him.
we were also drinking his vodka that he used for the penny alla vodka. Me and my buddy Danny.
You guys were just sipping the gin,
Sipping the vodka in the back,
and then you were driving
I'd
around.
drive around and deliver pizza. Yeah.
God,
It
out of
was
all the
great.
people that I could have picked for this show,
I remember one time I probably had a couple too many of the vodkas.
You definitely
I was
did.
delivering to one of those 55 and over communities.
Yeah.
And I stumbled
Fuck
out of
those people.
Exactly. I stumbled out of my car and I spilled like a whole thing of baked ziti in my car, and it was all over, and I was like parked in the middle of the street because I was just going to deliver it and walk back.
Yeah.
Thing of baked ziti all over the car, and some old, like, she must have been 80, comes out of her house. She's like, you can't park there in the middle of the street. I'm like, hey, get back in your house or I'm going to put you in there. This woman was like 80 years old and like a movie.
So mean.
I'm like, hey, bitch, get back in your house before I put you in there.
Mike's all sauced up, pocket full of coupons,
and ziti,
waiting for his fucking
covered in ziti. I was so upset
because his 3 eggplant parms, and then go drive up to Connecticut, half in the bag. What a fucking menace to society you are.
Seriously,
God, and what a piece of
luckily,
shit.
Luckily, I got my shit together.
You did. You really did.
Yeah. That's
hilarious.
That was before the gay chicken days too.
You reminded me of a story that I probably haven't told in a million years. I don't know if I've ever told it to anyone, but you know my best friend Dave, who lives in Massachusetts. I've talked to him about, a lot about him. This was probably about 15 years ago. We were at his mom's place in Long Beach, and his mom had started. God, I hope that she's not listening, or the boyfriend, but I don't think she's with him anymore. His mom had been with a guy for many years that basically had lived with them. When me and Dave were growing up and drinking and smoking pot, he would, he would take care of us. One time we were in Dave's bedroom upstairs. We were in Dave's bedroom
Here
upstairs.
we go. Here's Mark's.
No, it's not a fucking weirdo story. We were so Dave's house looked out over Green Acres Mall. You open up the window. We would keep the window open, and we would smoke joints and blow smoke out the window. His mom was cool with that. Like, she was a hippie kind of lady, whatever. So so something happened where we started laughing. It was like that Far Rockaway weed we would get, so we were probably on like fentanyl and some other whacked up shit, and like that hysterical laugh that you have no shot of stopping from. And we knew that we couldn't leave the bedroom to go get food because we were taking advantage of the good nature that they would let us party a little bit. We were out of it, So we started laughing and talking about how badly we wanted that bag of Bachman the yellow bag of pretzels that was downstairs in the kitchen, all the way downstairs. And out of nowhere, in the middle of our hysterics, the door opens up. Murray, his name was, who was a great guy. He fires a fucking bag of pretzels right in my chest. And he's like, here, shut the fuck up. And he wasn't mad. He was just like tired of listening to the fucking nonsense.
Exactly.
And first of all, we got startled. Then we just laughed our asses off and annihilated the bag of pretzels. But anyway, they broke up at some point after many, many years. And his mom started dating a new guy that we did not like. Neither one of us. So we were very... Like,
Dave's
we were
mom
like,
gets around.
No, it was no, not at all. No, this is no.
I dated her.
So we definitely didn't like him. We were being a little territorial. We missed Murray, whatever.
Yeah.
So his mother's like, all right, I'm going to go out and pick up dinner for us. And we're like, no, we'll go. We wanted to be out of the house. So we leave the house in Long Beach. We go over to the Greek place down in Oceanside, and everyone gets like gyro platters and souvlaki and all this shit. And so we get out of the car and we're laughing about something, and I trip, and the bag of food opens up, and one of the platters of food collapses on the ground. And we're in Long Beach, so there's like sand and shit like that. And we're like, fuck, we totally fucked up. And then we look down, and it's the new boyfriend's food. So we start shoveling it into the fucking tin.
God.
We close up the tin. There's definitely like little shells, and then there's like sand. It's just like anything you could imagine, gum, And we put it back in. And we give it, and Dave and I are sitting there just eating our fucking gyros.
Watching him eat it.
Meanwhile,
hey, take another bite. Tell me how it is.
He annihilated it. He never even knew it. But yeah,
there's probably dog shit on the piss on the ground.
Anything, just anything.
Poor guy.
Yeah, so that was something that Dave and I talk about all the time. That was a good memory there.
Yeah, I remember a lot of times when I was working in the pizzeria, the guy that was the cook, he's dead now. I went to high school with him, but died young.
All of 40? How old? Fuck, Jesus
It
Christ!
was a couple of years ago when we were the same age.
Yeah.
he anytime anything fell on the ground, he would just scoop it right.
Scoop it right back up.
Dirty, disgusting
Filthy.
pizzeria kitchen.
Awful, dirty.
He would always scoop it. Sometimes he would do it on purpose. He'd drop it on the floor, put it in.
Yeah.
And I never
the
did
nerve of him to steal from the place.
I know, right? Exactly. Yeah.
At least he was taking garbage. You were stealing from the guy.
I never did anything like that. Like I never spit in food, but there would be like customers where I know would never tip me.
Yeah.
So like I would make it sure like I was on delivering like had 3 deliveries or something.
Yeah.
I'd make sure theirs was the last one, and I would open their pizza box and put the windows down, put the air conditioner on the pizza so it was ice cold when they would get it. Like that's what the shit that I would do.
Yeah.
But I never like spit in anybody's food or anything.
You didn't.
I do have a straight story that I just thought about.
Whoa!
Because we were talking about.
All right.
Want to hear something?
You've made something
gay?
up pretty good,
Wanna
huh?
hear something that wasn't gay?
Go ahead.
I had a friend who had a really hot sister when we were growing up.
I'm sure you did. Go ahead.
And she had the only bedroom upstairs. It was her bedroom and a bathroom.
Keep it going.
And anytime I ever had to use the bathroom in that house, there were 3 other bathrooms. I would always use hers because she always kept her underwear on the floor.
Oh, okay.
So I would always use that because it would give me I would get a little bit excited.
So your great heterosexual story was that you were an underpants sniffer. Okay.
Yeah, and did you ever know, like, if you moisten them a little bit, it reconstitutes like the scent.
What are you, a narc?
Because the underwear they have a scent.
Yeah.
But if you get a
I didn't know that actually.
Like a little
Tony, you know that? Yes or no?
You put a little saliva, or a little water from the tap. It reconstitutes the scent that was already on the underwear. Yeah. And everyone would say, well, Mike, why are you going to the upstairs? It's all the way up there. I'm like, because
why are you going to the attic?
Exactly.
Why are you going to the attic to piss
She always left her bras hanging over the thing.
Now we're talking.
She left her dirty underwear on the floor.
Yes.
And she was on a dance team. She was a couple years old.
Oh, even better.
It was great because they were already...
You're a disgusting, lecherous human being.
I'm trying to tell a story
You're
about
a
not
vile,
being gay.
disgusting animal, okay? You should be imprisoned. You're fucking disgusting in every way.
It was teenage hijinks.
I have to say, though, the fact that you just told the story, you did give me a segue. You know, I'm the king of the segues.
Yes.
You gave me a segue. I've been trying to get it in for the past 2 weeks. That you know our boy Monty, Chris Monty. You've heard of him?
Great guy. Yeah,
he's our friend. He's been a guest on the show, comic.
Sniffed his underwear.
So speaking of Chris Monty and his underwear, now, Chris Monty has a new thing. Or maybe it's not new, that he's been doing like TikTok reels, like street jokes. Not his bits, just like, street jokes. Yeah. He happens to be, him and Joe Starr are the best street joke tellers.
You ever see the two of them do it together?
Oh, well, I used to, when I was on the shows with them, I would be here all the time on Sundays and Thursdays, and they would murder like you've never seen anyone murder. Yeah. But the truth is, anyone can tell a street joke, but not everyone can tell a street joke the way a Chris Monty can or a Joe Starr can. Yeah. And I'm going to prove that to you right now. Okay? Right. I even got his permission. I had told Monty that I was going to I had asked him. I said, "Can I retell a street joke from one of your TikToks?" He's like, "It's a street joke." I'm like, "Well, but you just posted it and whatever." But it made me laugh very hard, and I'm going to tell it, and hopefully I do justice to it right now. This guy walks up to his girlfriend's house, knocks on the door. He has a fresh bouquet of flowers, and the girlfriend opens up the door. She says, "Hi." He's like, "I got these flowers for you." So she says, "You got those flowers for me?" He's like, "Yeah, I actually picked them out of my garden, fresh for you." And she's like, "Oh my God, come in the house." So they're laying there on the couch, and she opens up her legs, and pulls up her skirt, and she kicks off her underpants, and she says, she said, "This is for the flowers." And he says, "What's the matter? You don't have a vase?" God, I did my best to almost fuck that up. But I got it. I got it.
Through 98% of it.
I did it. I got it.
Stuttered a little bit. Oh, yeah.
We okay? That's the crickets.
It's a great joke. It's hilarious.
It's a great joke, but I got it to my head a little bit.
Nice.
I got into my head, but so that's the Monty Street joke. It is now 10 o'clock. We have listen. We're not going to lie.
It's 2 minutes to 10. Can I tell a quick one that I like?
Oh yes, my God, definitely, of course.
It's 2 gay guys.
Yeah,
and
what a shock!
It's a true story.
Let's just say Mike and his best friend.
2 gay guys.
Mike reading from his autobiography.
In high school, they played gay chick and they lived happily ever after. No, 2 gay guys kind of want to spice it up at the bedroom. So one gay guy goes to the other one. He goes, "Listen, tonight we're gonna play hide and seek, if you find me, you could do anything you want to me, anywhere you want, anything you want, do whatever as dirty as you want.
Disgusting.
And if you can't find me, I'll be behind the couch.
Yes, Mikey.
Right.
That was good, Tony. You don't have to tell on. Do you want to though?
One of my favorite all-time jokes is the ketchup bottle joke.
Don't just tell it.
All right,
just tell it.
So you know what? I'll take that back because that's an old joke. I'll tell a different one.
Okay.
This girl gets married.
Yes.
And she's a young girl. It was like one of those set up, like Italian old school weddings, and so she has no experience with anything.
Nothing.
So she and they don't have a lot of money. So the night of their wedding, they don't go on a honeymoon. They just go to their apartment, which is upstairs.
Yeah, second floor.
From the mother. Mm-hmm. So they go upstairs. She goes upstairs to the new husband, and he starts to take off her shirt. Yeah. His shirt.
Yeah.
She gets all nervous. She runs downstairs. Mommy, he's taking. I can't do an Italian accent, but
don't
Mommy,
cry.
he's taking off his shirt.
Yeah, we got it.
And go upstairs, honey. Go upstairs. Your husband knows what to do.
Yeah.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
All right. So she goes upstairs. He starts to take off his pants.
Yeah.
She runs downstairs. Mommy, he's taking off his pants.
Yeah.
Your husband knows what to do, honey. You're married now. Go back upstairs.
It's okay.
So she's upstairs. Now he's taking off his underwear. She runs downstairs. Wow. Mommy, he's taking off his underwear. She goes, honey, he knows what to do. Go back upstairs.
He knows.
She goes back upstairs, and she stops and just takes a look at him. This wedding is so new, like she barely even knows the guy. She realizes that he was in the war, and half of his right foot was chopped off.
Oh, wow.
So she runs back downstairs. Mommy, he's got a foot and a half. She says, honey, you stay here. I'm going upstairs.
Yeah, Tony.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
3.
My man.
All right.
Good boy, Tony.
Excellent.
That's pretty good, buddy.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, well done.
You seem surprised by that.
Yeah, a little bit. I went to it was never going to end. Like last week's show. What? Hey! Who said that?
Hey, now.
What do we got? 10 o'clock.
What do we got? We got
Tuesday
this
night.
weekend.
What do we got coming up?
Tomorrow night, we got Docs in Island Park. It's me, Richie Byrne, Carla, and John Ziegler. Docs in Island Park tomorrow night, Wednesday. Thursday night, I will be at 317 in Farmingdale with Carrie Caravis.
Oh, wow.
And Friday, I will be at Moriarty's in
Yonkers.
Moriarty's in Yonkers.
With Peter Hirsch.
With Peter Hirsch, our buddy Peter Hirsch.
Sure.
Terry McNeely, Rob White.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be a good one. And Chris Davis is coming out, too.
Fuck yes.
And then Saturday, I'll be at Levity Live in Nyack.
Dude, you are killing it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good week. So
preach the good word of Hershey and the Keegs.
I will.
And I'm just pushing the 12-1 show right now. I do have a couple other spots that I'm going to be on before that, actually, but I'm not pushing those right now.
December
I'm pushing the
1st,
12-1
tickets.
govs.com. Tony, the Magical Mystery Tour, what do you got coming on?
This Saturday at McGuire's, we're doing the Late Show Murder Mystery Costume Contest. It's a Halloween-themed thing. It's a late show, so it's 9:30 at McGuire's. And also, don't forget to vote for Gov's Comedy Club podcast in the best radio streaming category in the best of Long Island.
Vote now, vote often, vote every day. You can vote every day for
every
it.
day
Yes,
is
correct.
probably
And,
often, yeah.
Yeah, but nobody nominated us for best podcast.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. We know we're the best podcast, and so do they. Thank you guys for listening, for watching. Please share, tell a friend. We appreciate you guys every single week. You're showing your support. Keep on doing it. And that's it. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.